Welcome back to Gather and Restore in the Workshop with Claire. I'm so glad you are here today. As you can see, I've changed the setting a little bit. I wanted it to be warm, cozy, and inviting for my special guest. I am so excited. She's amazing. She's been an inspiration to me. She's, I would describe her as a gentle spirit. She just I feel like I want to give her a hug. She's warm, but she's also very determined, very smart and well-read. She's a coach and helped me welcome to my workshop, Tona Restine.
Oh, thank you. Nice. Thank you so much.
Well, it is, I am just meaning it with my whole heart.
Thank you.
I know the camera makes me a little bit, anxious, but it is true. Especially with the book study you invited me to. I got so much out of it, and you and Gretchen are such an inspiration, full of knowledge and wisdom, and the people that, were with us on the book study. I really enjoyed that time. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited about this, Claire.
Yeah, it's good. What do you think about the cozy atmosphere?
I love it.
Yes.
You're in my favorite color of upholstery. You don't know that about me.
No, I do
not.
My
favorite all-time color is
it's pink.
You know that.
I do.
But I love a deep blue. I love.
Yes, I like it too. Tona, tell me a little bit about yourself. What got you into coaching?
In 2016, I kind of found myself at one of those crossroads in life. I had always had a way of being really decisive. I really knew what I want. I knew how to get it, and I did it. And
wow.
Right. I really did. I really did. By and large, across the board, that was true. But in 2016, our life took a big change.
Yes.
And I just got lost.
Yeah.
And I found myself kind of in waters that I couldn't navigate alone.
Right.
And so I had a friend. We were in Oregon at the time. I had a business associate, a gal named Wendy Duncan, who was a life and business coach. And I reached out for help. It was really one of those hard calls because I had to, make myself wholly vulnerable. I did. And yet I had kind of reached the end of what I could do, and I needed someone to come alongside me.
Yes.
So that was how I got acquainted with coaching. So I was a coaching client long before I became a coach.
Through that season where you felt lost and reaching out to a coach, it seems to me, listening to you, that kind of led to this inspiration of becoming a coach.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it took some twists and turns.
Right.
So we were in Oregon, and then in the middle of all that, we moved to Texas, and then I got a really scary, serious health diagnosis.
Yes.
And I kept coaching. I realized that I wasn't going to return to real estate, which had been, decades of my career, the only career I'd really had. And Wendy just started asking me questions like, and I had a whole year to recover, right? So I was resting and searching and seeking, well, what were my next steps? Because I didn't know.
Well.
And she started asking me things like, what did you love most about your career? And instantly I knew. I loved helping the agents who worked for us get from here to here. I loved, when I was an agent, I loved helping buyers and sellers figure out their dream and get real clear, and then doing it.
Right.
And so the more we walked around that, she said, oh my goodness, you're a coach.
You're a coach.
And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And she goes, no, I think you might be.
Yes.
So then she led me just through some, discovery of what would that look like? What could that look like? Ultimately, she trained me and certified me to coach a few of the programs she wrote. And it just began to evolve, just like that.
So you took a step in faith.
Ooh, I jumped off a cliff.
Yes.
Yeah, I jumped
I know
off the
how
cliff.
it feels.
Right?
You jumped off a cliff because real estate was your whole identity for so long, to where being lost and not have that identity, like who am I, is just a process. It's almost like grief. I would think that we just go through it, and then in jumping off that cliff, you realize, wow, it's guiding people. It's restoring what was once lost.
That is right.
And that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been the most, incredible journey from there to here.
Yes.
Lots of, it hasn't always been, a walk in the park, I would say.
No.
It's been hard work, long hours, lots of insecurity, lots of, would you say? Sanding
and scraping and
scraping,
cutting, pruning. It's a lot of that. But you make it look easy. So when a piece of furniture comes to us, it usually in a state that is, let's say, forgotten, a little bit worn out, lack of direction, so to speak. So we don't just start working on the piece. We have a process. We intake the piece of furniture. We take pictures. We look at the damages, the scars, so to speak, and we kind of have an assessment of the piece and what it looks like. So I'm assuming, and this is me, and I'm going to ask you, that you probably do something very similar when you have the first meeting with your client or potential client. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Okay. Assessment is huge. The first call I do once someone reaches out to me is called, kind of in the industry, they call it a discovery call or a fit call to see if we're a fit to work together. Discovery call, assessment call. And it's really all about questions, lots and lots and lots of questions. I am very curious about what are your innate strengths. What are areas where you're not as proficient? What are your weaknesses? But the biggest thing I want to assess during that fit call is we want to identify gaps. So you're here, you want to be here. Here's the gap. Identifying gaps is key because I can help with a lot of that. Maybe not all of it,
That's true.
And so that's where we discern, am I really the right fit for you?
Yes.
And then I have my ideal client too.
Yes.
And not everybody is a fit
That's
for
true.
me too. And I'm pretty confident that that's such an important piece.
It
we don't
is.
skip it.
It is to see if we can be working together. If you can, or even if the person is coachable, maybe, that can be part of
and that's a discovery process too.
Yes.
Right? We've got to ask enough questions to determine if they're coachable.
That's right. And that leads me on to another question. Can you tell during that discovery call or maybe face-to-face conversation if someone is in a season in their lives where they're in need of restoration? Is that something you can tell?
Yeah, that's a good question, Claire. Yeah, I think usually by the time people come to me, they're aware they need something. They have a felt need. And I don't know that they always identify it as I need restoring.
Right.
I don't know that, but but here's what I know they need. I've thought a lot about this. When you think of the word restoration, I mean, the first part of that word is rest. Right?
Wow,
So
I like
isn't that lovely?
That's really insightful.
Isn't it good?
Yes.
So if you think about that, by the time people seek the services of a coach, they're weary sometimes. They're worn, they're tired, they're in need of someone to come alongside
Yes.
them, help shoulder the load. And if you think of the demographic of, the people I coach,
Yes.
I am what I would call a life and business coach.
Right.
So my passion is for business owners.
Right.
So business owners typically are independent. They're entrepreneurial.
Right.
Right. So they're not used to sharing the load, right? They're used to leading the charge. And so by the time they get to me, they're bewildered.
Right.
That they're tired.
Yes.
They're bewildered that they need someone to come alongside.
Wow.
So it's kind of an interesting dynamic, really. Yeah.
Yes, they wear many hats. And I think it's hard whenever you work so hard to build something, to take the hat off and give it to someone else,
For sure.
But I think it's very important to replace yourself, to just be able to rest. So would you say that one of the steps for you to gain clarity and hopefully helping someone is lead them to understand that rest comes first? Then?
Oh, yeah. It has to be part of the plan. It has to be. And I mean, when you're on the hustle and when you're, in the heart of the grind, it's really hard to rest.
Right.
And yet we have to. And I don't even know so much, physical rest literally, but that sharing the load kind of rest, letting someone else come alongside you, someone who's wholly safe, wholly confidential, standing in a place of really non-judgment.
Yes.
It's essential, and yet we're not innately drawn to it.
Not at all. Right. It's difficult. We have our humanity that keeps us from just make ourselves vulnerable because we could be rejected, neglected, abused. We don't know, that's the world that we live in. That would you say that during that call, would you be able to uncover what's really beneath the surface as a starting point for that person?
Yeah. What we call that in the business is
when you did it. In the business.
We call that the thing behind the thing, right? So a lot of times people will come to a coach for one thing, right? And say I do coach a lot of real estate agents and small business owners like that. So they'll come because they have a production problem, right? And they say, I need you to help me get on track and fix my production so we can fix my income.
Right.
I get that on every level. And though it's the presenting problem.
That's right.
It's usually not the thing we end up working on. Right? We go really deeper than that. We address it because that's our start point. We address the presenting issue. But usually the production problem is not where we land. We go to the thing behind
the thing behind the thing, or the tip of the iceberg. And what's underneath the water is usually a lot bigger. And it's something to remember is that we have to keep working on ourselves. Growth happen in moment of pain. At least for me it does. I don't know about you.
That's where I've grown the most.
Thank you for letting me know that. I'm not alone. Neither are you.
Right? No. Oh gosh. No, I think we're all, what, that's the other thing I've probably discovered over the years. We really are more alike than we are different.
Yes, that's true.
We look different. We sound different. We have different jobs.
Yes.
We're all just girls, right?
I know.
We're all so much the same.
I know. Let's go a little deeper now.
Okay.
And talk about tools. So in this workshop, you can see we have plenty of tools, sander, hammers, anything necessary to remove what was and no longer fit. And use tools to make it into something beautiful, bring clarity and beauty back. So I'm assuming you also have tools, although they might look different than mine. So tell us about these tools that you have at your disposal to help someone who might struggle or just need clarity in their lives.
Yeah, I think my tools are conversational in nature. There has to be, for me, there's a nonverbal component to the work I do.
Okay.
And it has to be communicated. My coaching is done on Zoom, right? So I have to have developed the ability to connect on, a screen like this.
Yes.
So lots of eye contact, lots of leaning in and really listening well, and letting them know that I'm genuinely curious.
Right.
And totally present and connected and invested with what's happening right on that screen between us. Questions are my trade secret, right? Curiosity is probably the most important thing I can convey.
I bet it is.
Yeah, I believe our coaching that I do, it's called Socratic. Lots of questions. I believe the answers we seek, we've got them inside of us.
Right.
A good coach just really pulls them out.
Yeah. And I have to say, especially through the book study, because it was done on Zoom, and Zoom is not something I was not familiar with, or I hadn't done a lot of it, but you made it so easy and comfortable through asking questions. And really there was a warmth to it. It felt like I was there with you guys and we could just have a cup of coffee and had a good laugh. And I really enjoyed it because to me at first that would be a turn off to have a book study on Zoom.
Thank you for saying that. That makes me, that is like so affirming.
Right.
We did it.
You did it.
We set out. We should talk about the book study probably. Yes. Maybe we'll do that. Yes. But we set out 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever, to create a community.
And it is something that makes people want to come. And I really like that. So we talked about those tools. And do you have maybe favorite technique you like to use when people are stuck?
Yeah. I think something I think even more than when they're stuck. If you picture the work I do, so, you set a 9 o'clock appointment with me and it goes like in perpetuity every other week at 9 o'clock.
Right.
Well, we don't know what's going to actually be happening in your life Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Right.
So sometimes you've just dropped off kids, or you've got a sick kid, or you got a real estate transaction going sideways. And then you've got to sit down and be completely engaged with your coach on Zoom. And it's really hard to shift those gears. My favorite technique for that, and it's so simple, you can do it anywhere.
All right.
Anyone, anywhere.
Okay, and I need that.
It is so simple. You put your left hand on your heart.
Okay.
And we do this on Zoom. I will say, you know what, let's just take a minute. And by the time, I wouldn't do this on a first call, right? Because they'll be like, oh, Lord, what's this lady doing? But once they know me, they know I'm safe. I put my left hand on my heart and I say, I'll do it with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Close your eyes. And I just want you to breathe. And we just sit in silence. We do it for 5 or 10 seconds. Complete silence. And you're calm again.
You do.
And it is like magic. And it works every time. It brings them right back to this place. Right. And we can let the sick kid go for an hour.
Yes, we can.
Or we can let the transaction do what it needs to do for 1 hour.
Yes.
While you are just present and here and safe. And it's magic. For years, when Kevin and I were in ministry work for years, we'd be running around that church like crazy, and then we need to like tune in for worship. And we're like, oh my gosh. But if you would do that one technique, left hand over your heart, just sit for a moment, peace just comes.
It does.
It just does. So part of my tools is to create a place of peace where we can get to the work that we need to do.
And as you said it so well earlier, you bringing them to a state or maybe more of a place of rest.
Yes.
For just a few minutes. It's like, put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath and come to that place of rest where you can be still and know who is in control. So, do you feel like a little exercise for everyone to see what coaching might be like? I'm excited.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm ready for it if you are.
Let's do. Do you
Okay.
mind if I take notes?
No, you go
Okay.
right ahead.
I'm a note taker. Oops, I shouldn't
right.
move. Okay.
Okay.
Good. One of the exercises that we do a lot, it's called results, strategy, action.
Okay.
And really what it is when you know, you kind of have an idea of what you want to do.
Okay.
But you kind of find yourself overwhelmed or a little stuck in the weeds, whatever you want to say. So we start with the results. So it seems backwards.
Right, it does.
Right? That seems backwards to start with the results. But the result is where we're headed. So we want to begin with the end in mind.
That's right.
Okay? So the results are about who you are or who you are becoming or what you're doing. So I want you to think in your life and in your business.
All right.
Is there something that's, think in terms of your identity.
Yes.
That you want to do, be, or become.
All right. Confident business owner of Restored with Christ as the center, shining through all that we do.
I love it.
Thanks.
So if the goal is to become confident business owner of Restored with Christ at the center of all of it.
Right.
Let's talk now about the strategy required to get you there.
All right.
So when you think of strategy, I want you to think of the evidence of your goal, right? So what is the goal required to get you to that place of being a confident business owner of Restored with Christ fully at the center of it all?
So I would say would be my clients being satisfied with the work we do, with the projects they have entrusted us to. So the more they are satisfied, the more my gift or his gift shine through us in what we do. So the customer satisfaction through the projects they have entrusted us with would be that evidence that we are confident.
So satisfied clients are the evidence that will bring you confidence.
Right.
So that's going to be the goal. The goal is to find satisfied clients.
Right.
Who can attest to the fact.
Right.
That this is a God-centered project.
Right. They can see the fruit of the labor put into their heirlooms.
So that's your strategy, is to find these clients who understand what you do, the legacy piece that it is, and that it's all rooted under the umbrella of Christ.
Of Jesus, yes.
Okay. So that's the strategy. So then let's go one level more actionable than that, because that's still a little up here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So let's get a little more granular and say results, strategy, actions. What are the action steps you must take to find those clients?
Right.
Who will believe in you and believe in what you've done. And
yes. So I think I would have to break it down daily, weekly, and monthly.
Okay.
And it would be, to market ourselves, to ask for Google review, to be invested in the community. Obviously, now I have Jacob, who is a great workshop manager, but he's also more extrovert than I am. So having him engage within the community, such as the Chamber of Commerce. So create momentum and leads by exposing ourselves to the community and what we do. Let people know what we do and who we are about, and gather leads, whether it's a weekly goal or a monthly goal.
Right.
We would know how many people we need to talk about, what is Restored and what it is about. And actually, I can tell you that Jacob has some goals, and he said he wants to accomplish 150 projects by the end of next year, December 31st, 2026.
Excellent.
So I'm excited about it.
So you've got big goals.
Yes.
So you really have to find the clients
Right.
who have the projects
That's right.
to fulfill the goal.
That's true.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So here's another. That's really, really great.
Okay.
So do you see what we did?
Yes.
We took it from a place of identity that's way up here. We made it actionable.
That's right.
But now let's go one step deeper.
Okay.
And this is, we call it, it's not fancy, from X to Y by Z.
All right. I like it.
So from X, which is where we are today,
Right.
to Y, which is, what'd you just say, 150 clients by December 31st of 2026. So, right. So there's your goal from X. Now, where does X, what's our starting point? Is it just a fresh slate from zero?
Well, I don't know. I would have to ask Jacob.
We've got to ask Jacob. So, but that's another one.
That's
so
a good way.
It really helps you kind of piece it down a little bit.
Right.
And the more we do that, that keeps overwhelm at bay when we've got really clear. You mentioned earlier SMART goals.
Yes.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Right.
It has
just a different formula to get
right.
there.
Well, I believe that it has to be specific and measurable.
For sure. And so we just did that. That is
just
specific.
did that.
I want to have 150, or Jacob.
Jacob, yes.
150 projects completed. It's measurable. There's a timetable to it by the end of the year.
Yes.
Right?
And I believe he will, because he's really determined and he's a hard worker and really is gifted. Yeah. All right, Tona, we're nearing the end. And at this point, I'd like for you to address the person who's watching might feel lost, like you were, like I've been before, overwhelmed or exhausted. What is a message you would want to let them hear from you? Your own words, and how, let's say, if they wanted to reach out to you, how can they contact you, and where they can find you, basically?
Reach out, right? There's a place. You don't have to do it alone. I'm all over the place. Facebook, social media. My name, Tona Restine. My website, lifeimagined.info. I have a Substack monthly newsletter called, this is new and I love it.
Yes.
It's called The Stepping Stone, a monthly dose of mindfulness. It's kind of an entree to coaching for people that just aren't quite ready, but who need a little something.
That's right.
Yeah, there's that. We're ramping up the book study with Gretchen and Tona.
I know.
That will start in just probably in about the third week of January, I think.
Yes.
And that is a really wonderful thing.
It is really a good step.
We're going to do 4 or 5 books this year.
Yes.
And it's a very sweet community.
It is a very sweet community. And it might just be the first step, for you to learn this.
That's right.
Or get to know this amazing woman and see how warm and inviting she is, and just gives, good sound advice and wisdom. So the book study, I think, would be a great place to start too.
Is good.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. I love spending time with you. It's very refreshing. It really is. And our conversation reminds me that growth and restoration is not just about furniture and finishing, or even finishes, but it's about people. And it's about courage, I would say. And like you said, it's about letting someone walk beside you, being vulnerable, and grow into the person that God has intending you to be all along. And that's not easy, but it's well worth it. And just trust the process, and trust God. At least that's how, that's my belief. And so to everyone that is watching right now, you are not too far gone. You are not alone. There is always hope. And you are not broken. And it's never too late for restoration. So please do reach out to someone who is safe. You can reach out to Tona. We'll have all of our information. And I just want to say, keep creating keep believing and keep restoring. So until next time, we'll see you and I love you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.